my goodness. This message is just such a beautiful soul. Such a beautiful soul. And let me go ahead and share with you what I drew from the astral realm, and I was able to anchor it back. I was actually in between the realms of the unconscious and conscious, and I got this image of this picture book. I don't know if you have seen it, and I don't have one to demonstrate, but it's about animation. And every time you turn a page, you'd see this character embark on this journey. You'd have to continue turning the pages to find out what destiny was awaiting them. And that was the message I got for you. Your life is this cosmic picture book, and you're witnessing the linear unfoldment of things unfolding frame by frame right now. Each page is already drawn. Each page is waiting and it's alive beyond this moment. And the flip book only animates when you move. This is a crucial part of your message today. Your destiny only reveals when you dare to turn the next page. You don't even necessarily think about turning the next page. It's just something that is your natural calling to do so. It feels like, again, the soul's calling for exploration. And when you answer that call, it just becomes a natural state of your being to be in that flow state. That's what I'm seeing. It's not like you're slow with the pages right now. It's like there is just this unified field of creation that begins dancing and telling a story. So when you keep going, the progression exists. The unfoldment is something that becomes inevitable for you. Your certainty about something beautiful that awaits you on the other side of this decision, or you taking action towards this decision and supporting it in the physical realm, collapses that timeline instantaneously for you. Your certainty about it. I just want to really emphasize that, because I'm seeing you really step into your power. You have a very potent, concentrated vibration that is completely in alignment and in resonance with the outcome of this. You're embodying it almost as if you're walking yourself back in a linear fashion. Oh my god. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. You've been, in Arabic, right? The pages are written like backwards. I'm seeing you're reading the story backwards in some way, but you've forgotten the language, or at least you had forgotten the language. It's someone that has already experienced the destined outcome. They have now walked themselves back in a linear fashion. They've wiped their memory, and they have a form of intercommunication with their higher self existing at a higher octave, right? A fractal existing at a higher level of understanding. And it can see the full landscape of time and space. It can see all the pages at once. There are ways that you're being guided right now that go beyond the linear mind, and your heart is leading the way before the mind plays catch up in a linear fashion. That's the energy. It's like you're being guided by your heart right now in ways that the mind doesn't fully understand or can't fully comprehend, and you're having to trust this forward motion. It's a picture book that doesn't reveal its animation until you commit fully to turning these pages, and it's a flip book that only comes alive when you trust in the moment. And there's this different kind of self-trust that you've cultivated in regards to what awaits you on the other side of this decision. I'm seeing for you, there's a huge decision that you're making right now where this is life-changing. It's altering the trajectory of the story that will play out in the animation that is your life. So let me go ahead and see. I'm going to see what this is. I'm going to go ahead and see what this is. But I'm seeing the most breathtaking parts for you actually exist in the moment that you trust the unfolding long enough for the picture to actually move. You don't halt, you don't stagnate. Again, it's like this effortless flow that happens. It's trusting in the inevitability of this success, of you succeeding in this area. I'm going to take a look at a Kipper message. Commitment. You have the marriage card. Marriage is all about soul contracts, okay? At least in the way that I interpret these messages. It's about a marriage. It's about a contract. And I'm seeing this as a soul contract. I always see this as the alchemical marriage between the spirit, which is the feminine, the non-physical, and the masculine, which is the physical. It's this carbon-based life form that allows you to experience life in this terrestrial plane, right? For the soul to experience itself temporarily through form. And that leads to mastery over matter. Very intentional creation that happens. So you have marriage. That's where you are now. I feel like you're committing to some kind of storyline or committing to some type of plot of some kind. Let's see marriage. I'm going to confirm marriage for you real quick. Let me get a Cosmos Oracle message. I'm seeing like you think that it wouldn't work, but it does. We have entropy and then also multiverse. So multiverse is literally you being a multiversal universal organism. You have many, many universes within this multiverse, right? And they all have their own different set of physical laws that you have allowed to govern your own internal universe that then dictates the experiences that will take place within the selection of timelines available in that place. So it's, are you making fear-based decisions or decisions based off of self-trust? You know, that's what I'm seeing for you. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at entropy with the belief and the knowing of the potential realities available to you. There's something around when you move with that knowing, again, you move with that certainty, those timelines begin to collapse around you effortlessly. So entropy, loss of order in a system. Entropy indicates the level of molecular uncertainty of a system. It is a measure of the amount of energy which is lost due to being unavailable to do work. It's a transition from a disorderly state to an even more disorderly state. There are notions of the microscopic order and disorder. Uncertainty, a set of messages of which only one will be received. The word entropy comes from the Greek word meaning confusion, derived from a twisting motion. So this is an ever unfolding path, right? I'm seeing the twisting motion as like the spherical model of evolution. And turn around, return, or change the layout. So you can turn around. Okay, you can turn around right now and return. But I feel like with contract, there's something that you know you'd be abandoning if you did that. This is you sleeping on your own potential in some way. Because it says, at first, entropy shows up as disproportion. We improve by putting order to that molecular confusion. Get down to earth and introduce organization. Establish your ideas so that you can clear your hesitation. Have you been hesitant or reluctant? I'm seeing to arrive at this place within yourself, to arrive back at this knowing. There's something around that, especially with multiverse. This is the selection of timelines that actually become quite limited in range. In order to get to places that you haven't gone before, you have to be willing to do things that you haven't done before. In order for change to happen, you must embody and become that changed version of yourself. That's where you anchor the future into the present moment. Because you're doing things in the present moment that support that future vision. You're literally drawing that in to collapse around you because reality reconfigures itself to correspond with that internal state of being. And again, certainty will collapse timelines instantaneously. And with entropy and multiverse, there's something that you have been hesitant about. Maybe you no longer are. Maybe it's something that you've already overcome, especially because you have solar flares at the base. Multiverse talks about the power of choice and art in action also being in action, right? Now, solar flares talks about something that was previously being withheld within you or from you. If it's from you, it's because it's being withheld within you. But it's now being released or channeled into a project of some kind. Even if you are that project, with solar flares being at the base, I feel like there's something that you're releasing yourself from and it's being hesitant or it's moving in this contracted state, right? Because if you think about belief systems, I want you to think about yourself as a universe, right? a universal, multiversal organism. And within your internal universe, what will govern the way that you move through this construct is your internal physical laws. So belief systems will create these laws, they'll create these limitations or restrictions, the infinite potential to flow through you freely and into everything that you do. Reality is as fluid or stagnant as you are, and what causes stagnancy is that hesitation, it's that self-doubt, it's that belief system, those reinforced thoughts that are not highly conducive towards your journey. And again, they create these synapses within the brain, within your inner circuitry, and then that will project external illusions of blockages externally as well. But it's where you have felt blocked from your potential in some way. Let me go and take a look at multiverse and I'll read it to you. It basically talks about the power of choice. Multiverse. Allow yourself to go beyond. You may feel like you're losing your mind right now, but that may be exactly what you need to do. You may lose your mind, and in the middle of it, you find yourself. In the middle of it all, I found myself. Allow yourself to go beyond. The explosion that set the universe in motion did not create one, but an infinite number of them. The collection of multiple universes and independent realities on huge scales. Okay, so this talks about the laws which govern you, which is literally what we spoke about. Okay, what laws are governing you? What belief systems or fears are governing the way that you choose to move or not move towards something? Okay. So this card encourages you to go beyond this belief system and to see the birth of multiverses around you, which is literally to embody a different version of yourself or different ways of moving through this construct. So you will create the home that already existed in your path if you construct the universe as an architect of reality in the ways that you had once done. So this is about stepping into a season of play. This is more of a playful era and getting curious about what would happen if you did do that thing, if you did put yourself out there, or maybe your work out there, or you took that risk. So this card encourages you to go beyond this belief system, to see the birth of multiverses around you. Multiverses for all ages, bright opportunities and millions of stages. As you shook others' destiny, make your path genuine with pride. Understand the power that you hold. Pass it to your neighbor and then pass it to the world. Build a multiverse larger than you and larger than both. So this is about you becoming an inspiration in some way, like doing something that is inspiring. And again, this was something that was previously withheld with solar flares that's now being released full force, okay? Which is beautiful. Right, let's get one of these messages. Why not? That could be interesting. Do I have the book for it? Yeah, I do. Okay, we have this also flipped. Sacred Garden and Tunnel Vision. Ooh, your mind is a garden, your thoughts are weeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow. Sorry, your thoughts are seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. And then we also find your treasure at the base too. So with this energy, okay, tunnel vision is you getting tunnel vision in a very specific trajectory. Now, that can be negative or it can be positively charged. Okay, and it's about what frequency you're sustaining. So let me go and read Sacred Garden first, and you're going to see exactly what I mean. Okay, Sacred Garden. Externally, we are in a continuous cycle of planting, weeding, and harvesting. Internally, we are planting gardens, the seeds being our thoughts, and the harvest being our words and actions. Make each step of the cycle a conscious act filled with intention, and you will reap a garden of delights. So, this is interesting. The lower octave of this would, are you seeing many weeds growing in the garden of your thinking? Again, these are thoughts that are just not highly conducive around, I want to stop turning the page because I'm scared of what happens next. That's often us fearing the unknown, which is the moment we disconnect from our higher self because we thrive in the unknown. If we knew that our full potential lies within the unknown, we would begin to embrace it instead of brace for it. And often that's us fearing death. It's often us fearing the endings. And when we remember that an ending is not the end, energy is only transferred or transforms itself, then we would begin to embrace transformation because it would become the reason for our greatest elevation, This is super interesting. So start weeding out the thoughts that do not serve you. Your clarity of mind, body, and spirit is too valuable. So this is 𝓪𝓬𝓪𝓷, is the god of agriculture, the balance of humans and nature. And then we have tunnel vision, right? So this is reminding me of Jupiterian energy, where whatever you focus on will grow and expand significantly. So be really mindful of where your mind is at. That's definitely the message for this. Right, let's find tunnel vision. Tunnel vision is Cyclops. Life is complex, and there are many ways to look at an issue. Our base instincts tend to make us see things only one way so that we survive. But we are no longer in the Stone Age, so the search for our own truth, let go of fear, and keep the mind open and curious. What are we talking about? You need to step back into, even if it's the same world that you've been in every single day, look at it through a fresh perspective, from the eyes of a newborn baby, a soul being planted into this world for the first time. That is the message for this. Significantly step into the essence of play. If you were to allow yourself to play, experiment, and explore, and be curious about what was on the other side of the current page that you're on, you would experience things completely differently. The way that you think and feel about things changes your resonance to it. It changes the way that in which you experience it. Okay, completely based upon your energetic signature. You can see chaos and disorder and things that you can't control, and that's the ego's love of power. Or you can choose to see the cosmos in what appears to be chaotic to the human mind. And that's when you begin to quiet the monkey mind, because that voice of fear becomes background noise in a coffee shop. That's when you begin to see the secret order, and you trust in the secret order and what appears to be disorderly to the logical mind. Okay, so yeah, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. The reverse meaning is sometimes strong desires are capable of overwhelming our conscious and rational minds and can turn us into unconscious monsters. Watch out for powerful emotions that make us zealots, idealists, and destroyers of all other options. So this is aggressive brutes driven by a myopic lust for destruction. So yeah, this is where the power of love overcomes that love of power. It's where we begin to hold space and love even that fearful aspect of ourselves. Okay, so that's your message today. I'm gonna love and leave it right there. I want this one to be nice and short and sweet, but if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing, because we love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Otter Spirit if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry, and I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Until next time, bye.